It's Week 6 of the National Football League, and we'll see this team's rangy linebacker. He'll get after you every chance he can get on defense. It's going to be a good one just ahead on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we interplay here. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their 9th-year quarterback.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And they'll send out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Tucker. Throw left side complete. That's Manning. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here. Over 20 yards.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Tucker. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. they don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Fletcher. And he'll get this out to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion right here. They go play action here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here, because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Looking to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. He'll look to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls, or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Tucker. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Hartman. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete. When you look at this defense, it's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Back to throw again. Bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And this will be scooped up. There he goes, left side. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it, but for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. The tight end in motion right. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. We've seen a couple of Super Bowls start 2-0. The first score of this game could have very easily been a safety. That was close there.
It was close, and while it didn't happen in this game, it's funny you bring up the Super Bowls because that would have been, what, Super Bowl 46, Giants-Patriots.
You're testing my memory.
And also
yeah.
Super Bowl 48, which was Broncos-Seattle when the snap went over the head of the QB. And guess what? It was 2-zip Seattle right out of the gate.
They bring their punter out there now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking on the midfield logo. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. 2nd and 11 as they've got it as we resume action. Second and 11. He finds his man, complete. That's Hartman. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. 3rd and 7 now. Operating from the gun, Tucker. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And it's 3-0 here in the 2nd quarter. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And, Charles, what a battle this is within the division because these guys, they've got the lead, but not by much. On the other side of the field, they're knocking on the door and trying to equal them in the wins category.
And I love that second part that you talked about, equaling them in the wins category, because if somehow you get down to the end of the year and they're tied in record, head-to-head's always the first tiebreaker. So the winner of this game, they'll have a big advantage.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brandon, all things considered, They have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. He'll drop to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
At the 34-yard line.
In motion goes the tight end. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Steps away, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Fletcher. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted.
And the return will stop right around the 25.
Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the 6th sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They'll have very good starting field position here as they try to break our tie, and they start 1st and 10. Well, this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And for the 2nd time this half, on comes the field goal unit here. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. And his kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Tucker.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
And he comes back with one complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. Slot man moves right. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down. Tucker. Can't get away, and he's taken down. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And this offense on 3rd down today, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. On play action, they'll throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Back to throw now on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Back to throw. Tucker. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
So from the 25, this is 2nd and 5.
They'll look to throw again. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here with not much scoring between these two teams. 6-6 our score. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but when he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 7.
Looking to throw. Tucker. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
3rd and 2.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they needed 2, they could only get 1. 4th down. Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First time they've looked his way in this game, he comes through picking up the first.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Fletcher. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Evades the tackler and now some space. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. 2nd and 3.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys are going to take the lead.
So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this 3rd quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the 2nd half.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
A touchdown would tie it. They trail 13-6 as they come up with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Tucker, he finds his man, complete. That's Hartman. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Off the play fake. Tucker. He finds his man, complete. It's Alexander. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Results in a first down.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Manning. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Tucker.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the 1st down.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He finds his man, complete. That's Hartman. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off. But a nice game there for a first down.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And that nearly intercepted. Or a chance at a big play in his own end zone. But instead, 3rd down coming up.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone.
So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
He finds his man, complete. It's Fletcher.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now here on EA Sports as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Now a first carry here for the running back. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Operating from the gun, Tucker. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. And a first down on that last catch as well.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. Now 2nd and 9.
The slot man in motion right. 2nd and 9 now. He finds his man, complete. That's Manning. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
This 2nd and 4.
Back to throw. Tucker. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it will still bring up a 4th down.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play, but in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And did he get the feet down? Yes, touchdown. A great effort there. 32 yards. And his guys are going to retake the lead. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score defensively. How do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And shedding through the tackle. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Well, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Fletcher.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
It's now 3rd down.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Fletcher.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
This will be caught just inside the 10. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Back to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Here now, 2nd and goal.
They'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been 1 step ahead of this defense all game long.
He's back to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Manning. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Hartman.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
Operating from the gun, Tucker. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete.
And that not what they wanted. They lose yards on first down.
Back to throw again. Throwing left side, it's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Well, it came down to the final play in such a close ballgame. What a game it was, but they can't get that last throw off. Good job by that defense to get in there for the sack to seal it.
And for fans watching the game, a little bit anticlimactic, don't you think, partner? Not even able to get off one last throw to see how it would have turned out. Instead, pass rush got to him and ended it that way.
So for the home team here, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.